The East India Company doesn't belong in HOI4, but in the interest of fairness, let's check it out anyway. Well, there we go, let's begin. Great Depression price controls. I mean, I can appreciate getting rid of this fairly quickly, I suppose. Should we give them Aden? This could be interesting. Trade ports. Nah, it's mine. Thank you. Mine. And let's look to the past. Oh wait, look to the future. I couldn't tell the difference. There's something funny about looking to the future, but we're going to form the East India Company. I'm sure that's intentional on Paradox's end, but with this company, you never know. You never know. Anyway, let's seek initial funding. Free civs, free civs. That sounds nice, but we're gonna need a lot more than that. But hey, progress is progress, and progress is progress, 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 progress. Sorry, I think my progress meter got completely broken. But it's progressing. It's progressing, progressing. Oh dear, looks like we need to lose a tiny bit of stability. Luckily, that won't take long. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. There we go. If you were desperate, I guess you could commandeer civilian trains, but are we really mid-maxing this? No. No. Well, this hasn't taken long, but we can now incorporate the East India Company. And this is a bit funny, isn't it? Under what circumstances does this make sense at all? The East India Company was dissolved 100 years ago. And I know this is probably the most pedantic I could ever be, but shouldn't this be like reincorporation or refounding of the East India Company? Because, you know, there's nothing to incorporate. No, I know it doesn't matter, but, you know. And I do appreciate that you have the upset Congress leaders. That is a fairly understandable national spirit to get, but it's kind of ridiculous that any Indian would go along with this. This should cause a lot more chaos than just these debuffs. People should absolutely hate us for this. Well, there we go. Return of the British East India Company. Because of course, we are now basically just Bombay and this other state. Right, what to do now? I need to pay some dividends. Okay. Small. And yes, we do have all of these investment schemes, tax rates and all of that. But as far as I know, the only thing we need to do is keep ourselves in the first tax bracket. The higher bracket we're in, the more consumer goods we have to pay. So 0% tax rate is all we want. But getting there, oh, that'll be a pain. Oh well, let's appoint a new suite. I find it funny though that for the first 35 days we have a generic leader. Paradox couldn't even think of some random business leader to put in charge for 35 days. They just gave us a nobody. Right, who's gonna be the CEO? Ruthlessness? Maybe. Good ties with the government? Yeah, I can see that. That could be good for stability and PP. Frugal? Flexible? That could be useful if you really want to turn mills into civs, but I think good ties with the government. And yes, the board of directors are here. Oh god, it's private equity. Let's take over admin rights. I mean, on its own, this national spirit is good. Cheaper advisors, cheaper theorists. Yay! And yeah, no surprise, the only thing I'm going to be doing now is building civs. It's the only thing I'm good for. And thank you. Who should we hire? Where is he? Silent workhorse? Oh yes. And wait a day or two, and where's that? Ooh, I could go for Khan, but no, not yet. There was someone else I wanted. There we go, Jim Corbett. Extra PP, extra stab. Good, good. And now let's privatise tutelage. Considering we're privatising it, shouldn't this take away a research slot instead of adding one? Oh my goodness, it's a hostile takeover. Watch out. Right, oh right, vertical integrations. Oh god, we're really sounding like a business now. What's next? Synergy? No. Actually, what's next is buying a load of states. And yep, this is the big thing for this path. Buying a load of states. And yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. But not too extreme for HOI4, is it? A lot of focus trees in HOI4 involve demanding land off people. So what's the difference here? Well, at least with them, there's an actual threat of conflict. You know, if you don't give over your land, we'll go after you. With this, there's basically nothing. We can just click the button and they will hand it over. Hand it over. What do you know? Hand it over. Hand it over. Hand it over. Hand it over. The only thing that can stop us is running out of civs. And what do you know? We have. But luckily there's so many ways to deal with that. But isn't it ridiculous? We go over to the Raj and say, hey, for 1 civ, you give us your land. No downsides, no nothing. Like, we didn't have to do anything. At least with something like Bulgaria's Face of the Balkans, you need to have a giant army to bluff your way to Balkan dominance. At least for something like Anschluss, you need a lot of divisions to do this. With this, you basically just have to do absolutely nothing. Very well, let's do the new economic policy. And you know what's funny? I think this is a better version of the NEP than the Soviets get. Seriously, I think the right opposition version of this only gets the consumer goods reduction. It doesn't get any other bonuses. Anyway, let's do princely autonomy. And yay, I can buy more stuff. What to buy, what to buy. Central provinces, that looks good. I was wrong. It has the manpower, but no factories. And I will admit, that's an interesting decision. You need to go for the states that are actually good. If you don't, well, you're going to have a bad time. Okay, I need more civs, company bonuses. That's probably the most unrealistic thing about this focus. We actually get some civs instead of these guys paying themselves. Anyway, our first fiscal year is over. And minus 7% taxation. Yay! I don't really know if there's any bonus to actually paying these guys at this point, but maybe there is. I just haven't found it yet. Anyway, I have more civs, so let's buy some shit. Hyderabad. Yay, that came with 2. And before I forget to do a focus, trade port. That has 2 civs. Ooh, that went well. We bought quite a few. You. Okay, we ran out. Oh, nope, never mind. The party hasn't stopped yet. And finally, it has stopped. So something else we can do is to release some puppets that can give us some more factories. So, first up, Bangladesh. Puppet. Where's Pakistan? Are they here? Oh, never mind, I haven't actually taken one of their states yet. That's fine. Central Indian princely states. Now, does this give me enough civs to take part of Pakistan? No, probably because they're not cored, are they? Oh well, I'm glad I had that. Let's do corporate expansion then. Oh, never mind, I can actually buy West Punjab. There we go. Can I release Pakistan now? Yes, I can. So let's change of plan. We are going to funnel investment into the princely states. The more civs we can get them, the more civs we can get. Because they have this nice national spirit, which gives us a lot of industry. Oh sure, we don't get absolutely everything, but it's better than nothing. Oh, you're right, I could actually release Sikkim as a puppet. Why didn't I think of that? There they go. How many civs are we building with now? 7. Good, good. Now let's get that extra civ. Right, come on, give me Sikkim. Thank you. Can't believe the Raj is not saying no. I mean, it would be kind of annoying if they did, but I'm just going to notice that. Great. Legalize the opium trade for less consumer goods. I'm surprised there aren't more consequences for doing so, but I guess this is HOI4. Already, these guys doing their industry trees has given me more civs. More civs means more money. More civs means more states. There is no way China says yes to this, is there? Oh, who am I kidding? They probably are, aren't they? Oh, they actually say yes. Well, at least they actually dislike us for that. But it's not because we force them to trade opium, it's because we hold their cause. What? You'd think China would be more upset. Whatever. Civs, tax loopholes. How are we looking, by the way? Still very good. Very, very good. But why am I doing this focus? I should be doing shareholder democracy. Right, is that enough? No. It's because I forgot about the southern states they have. So I have to take a lot of Pakistan. At least I'm getting so many construction boosts and the like that building civs is actually pretty easy. But I guess it would have to be for the gameplay loop we're doing. Another fiscal year is about to end and we're still in the lowest tax brackets. Yay! I love that we have a load of focuses to actually modify that, but at this point it hasn't mattered at all. Right, come on. Surely I can buy them now? No, of course not. There we go. Now I should be able to, yay, annex them. And goodbye. I'm almost curious to try and buy Shandong, but I think by the time I get it, Japan would have taken it. So, let's prepare for a rebrand then. And thank you for the cause. That's probably a good idea. Anyway, let's work down to corporate domination. Free civs. No, not free civs, free civs. There we go. Can we buy it? That is stupid. That is so stupid. Like, under what circumstances, even the most desperate, would China ever say yes? I guess it's something like I've said many times in HOI4. Asking nicely is HOI4's most overpowered strat. Right, give me that state. Yay. Trying to find states with stuff in it, and I think we found one. Damam. And, come on, there we go. And finally, someone says no. I'm shocked, like, I'm absolutely shocked. People don't want us buying their land? Wow. You have anything? Yes, you do. I can buy Oman off Oman. Shocking. Well, let's cause more trouble. Seriously, why did they say yes? And that gave us some more civs, which allows us to do it again. You saying I could buy Mecca? There is no way they would ever say yes to that. Oh, wrong, I thought the decisions never came back. But they do. That's useful. Let's see if we can get Oman this time. No. Maybe improving relations with Saudi Arabia can help. Right, relations are much better. But will it work? Will it work? Good. Asking nicely for once isn't working. Although that time it did. Whoops. There is actually some slots used by Xinjiang up here. And it actually had a civ. Self-fulfilling prophecy right there. Have you noticed something? I haven't fought anyone. I have war goals, I have the ability to do it, but I've just gained all of this by clicking a button. In this World War II strategy game. Now yes, this isn't the first country to have stuff like this, but I think this is the one that just takes it to the most extreme level. Of course, the easier way to get civs and the like would be to invade someone. Thailand, the Dutch East Indies, Iran, Afghanistan, maybe even Saudi Arabia. They don't have too many units. You know what, maybe I'll do that when I leave the Allies. Bye. In a game that should be about encouraging conflict and the like, this is such a contradictory focus tree. Oh yeah, I forgot I can also take the Balearics, which is just ridiculous. Why would the nationalists ever do that? Why would anyone give up so much land just for some civs? It's so silly. And that brings me on to the big question, and the big reason why I don't really think this belongs in HOI4. Why isn't this in Victoria 3? You know, the game that's about this sort of thing, the economic simulator, the Victorian simulator. Why didn't Paradox put that there? I haven't managed to play it yet, but for those of you who have, let me know. Is Victoria 3's version of this actually more sensible, or is it like this? And that reminds me as well, another problem with this, it just breaks the fourth wall and the suspension of disbelief. Those aren't things we commonly talk about when it comes to HOI4, but they are important. It feels like Paradox didn't add this for the sake of they thought it would be interesting. Oh no no no. It feels like this path exists purely for the sake of YouTube videos. Of course, there is other focuses that have the same problem of being too out there, too silly. But come on, you can have some silliness, but eventually you reach a point where, no, too much, reel it back in. It's why someone like Anastasia was interesting at the time. It was a true Easter egg. We didn't expect it to be coming. But nowadays in HOI4, I don't know what to expect. But what I do know is, it wouldn't surprise me if Paradox did something worse. But oh well, in the grand scheme of things, whatever. Like, yeah, this doesn't belong in HOI4, and I hope Paradox doesn't do it again. But oh well, at least you can actually do stuff with it. At least it's playable, you can probably have a good time. And that's very important. If you genuinely enjoy this and have fun playing with it, then that's fine. So until next time everybody, I thank you for watching, do hope you've enjoyed it, and until we meet again, from me, Bubbles Zest. Goodbye.